okay, a little information about straight lines. So how to draw straight lines and all we'll see later, but a small introduction now. Okay, why I am doing this is to explain geometrical meaning of derivative. So in straight lines, first remember, okay, if you take a graph like this, okay, your straight line will be somewhat like this, okay, and this line is, your line equation is y equal to mx plus c, okay. Now if this angle is theta, okay, here m is called slope, okay, for this equation m is slope. This slope m is given by tan theta, okay, slope m is tan theta, okay, where if you are given the line equation. Now if you are not given the line equation, okay, if you are given 2 points, okay, let us say you are given 2 points. So let us say you are given a point A, another point B. Let us say this is x1 y1, let us say this is x2 y2. Now if you are given 2 points like this, okay, if you are given 2 points like this, okay, now your slope of line AB is given by, okay, slope of line AB is given by y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, okay. You can do anything, okay, and for information's sake, your equation of straight line here will be given by y minus y1 by x minus x1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, like this, okay. Now this is your basic information which you must have studied while you are in school. Now here what I will be doing is, okay, here what I will be doing is, okay, now you observe very carefully. If theta is 0 in this above graph, line is parallel to x axis and slope m is 0. This point is very important. If theta is 0, tan theta is 0, which is of course the slope. So that means your straight line is parallel to x axis, okay. If slope is 0, line is parallel to x axis, okay. So this is how you get the straight line equation, okay. Now why I have discussed this, I will tell you. Now what is my target is, okay, my target is to explain geometrical meaning of derivative, okay. So what is my target means, my target is to explain geometrical meaning of derivative, okay. So my target is to explain geometrical meaning of derivative. So what is my geometrical meaning of derivative, I will tell you. Now if you have watched the previous differentiation lecture, okay, you would remember delta y by delta x is average rate of change of y with respect to x, and dy by dx is instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to x. Now let us consider a graph, okay. So you have a graph like this, okay. Now within this graph, okay, let us say there is a straight line like this. Now let us say there is a point here, it is x1, let us say this is y1. Let us say there is one more point here and this is y2, this is x2, okay. Now if this is A and if this is B, now if you draw a tangent like this, okay, if you draw a tangent like this, now Observe carefully. First of all, okay, if you take secant, okay, slope of secant. Secant means it will join the curve at 2 points. Okay, so slope of secant AB, if you take, that is your y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, because point B coordinates are x2 comma y2, point A coordinates are x1 comma y1. So your slope of secant AB is, okay, slope of secant AB is, okay, right, your slope of secant AB is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So what is this means? Okay, indirectly delta y by delta x, which is your average rate of change of y with respect to x. Okay, so geometrically what is your delta y by delta x is indicating means, geometrically it is indicating your average rate of change of, okay, y with respect to x is your slope of secant. Now if you reduce that secant gap, that means if delta x is tending to 0, instead of touching the curve at 2 points, it will touch the curve only at 1 point. So your slope of tangent is, okay, at some point P is, okay, limit of, if you are squeezing the gap, delta x tends to 0, delta y by delta x, that is going to become dy by dx. So that means geometrically what is it indicating means, dy by dx, instantaneous rate of change of y, is indicating instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to x is indicating slope of secant. Okay, so from this figure what is my final conclusion is, my final conclusion is delta y by delta x will indicate average rate of change of y with respect to x, okay, which is your slope of secant geometrically, and dy by dx is instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to x, which is nothing but slope of tangent. So now if you are asked, okay, calculate slope of tangent at some point, means if you know the curve function y equal to f of x, you can directly do the differentiation. Okay, so to get the slope, what is that you are supposed to do means, you are supposed to do differentiation, and important part is when tangent is parallel to x axis, your slope is 0. When tangent is parallel to x axis, your slope is 0, that means your dy by dx is 0. This point is very important. Okay, so using this I will explain some important stuff. Observe carefully. Okay, so now what is that I will tell you. Okay, so what is it is, okay, using this you can calculate maximum and minimum values of functions. Okay, using derivatives you can calculate maximum and minimum values of functions. So how is that you are going to calculate maximum and minimum value of a function, I will tell you. So I will start with maximum and minimum value of a function. Okay, so how I will do it, I will tell you. Okay, if you are given, if you are given a function y equal to f of x, okay, so what is that you are supposed to do here, you are supposed to calculate maximum and minimum value of a function. So now let us say you have a curve like this is y, okay, and this is x. Okay, so now if you take a curve like this, okay, let me put this in different color. Let me choose some light colors. Now first thing, okay, before doing anything, let us say this is some function. Now in maths there is something called as monotonicity. Monotonicity means, okay, increasing or decreasing nature is only called as monotonicity. Okay, increasing or decreasing nature is only called as monotonicity. So monotonically means either only increasing or only decreasing. Now where is this curve monotonically changing means this curve is changing monotonically at this point. Okay, that means till if this is some point c1, okay, x is equal to c1, say for example, before c1 it is increasing and after c1 it is decreasing. And one more point, if I take x equal to c2, okay, before c2 it is decreasing and after c2 it is increasing. Okay, next one more point, if I take c3 here, before c3 it is increasing, after c3 it is decreasing. Now all these points c1, c2, c3, these points are called critical points. Okay, these points are called critical points. Okay, so at critical points, okay, these points are nothing but your critical points. So at critical points what is happening is, at critical points your function is either increasing or decreasing. So now this is your, okay, indirectly I can write it as global maxima because it is biggest of all. Okay, and it is your local minima. This is your, okay, local maxima. Okay, and this is your global minima. Okay, so global minima means smallest of all, small of all. Okay, global maxima means big of all. Okay, so now you are at critical points, you will have local maxima or global maxima or local minima or global minima. Okay, so all these points are called critical points. Now if you observe carefully, okay, how this is related to derivatives, I will tell you. Now if you draw a tangent at all these points, if you observe carefully, at all these points if I draw a tangent, okay, so I will draw tangent with let us say I am drawing tangent with red color. So here if I draw a tangent, here if I draw a tangent, here if I draw a tangent, for all these points your tangent is parallel to x-axis. So that means your slope dy by dx is 0 at critical points. At critical points, okay, so your slope is dy by dx which is equal to 0 because your line is parallel to x-axis. Okay, your slope is parallel to x-axis. Okay, so critical points దగ్గర మీకు ఏమైంది, క్రిటికల్ పాయింట్స్ దగ్గర మీకు స్లోప్ అనేది ప్యారలల్ టు ఎక్స్ యాక్సిస్ ఉంది. ఓకే, సో ఇండైరెక్ట్లీ మనం ఈ పాయింట్ వాడుకోవచ్చు. మీరు నన్ను మ్యాక్సిమం మినిమా కనుక్కోమంటే ఒక ఫంక్షన్ ఇచ్చి నేను ఆ గ్రాఫ్ గీసి చెక్ చేయక్కర్లా ఎక్కడ మ్యాక్సిమం ఎక్కడ మినిమా ఉందని, డైరెక్ట్ దాని ఫస్ట్ డెరివేటివ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 చేస్తే, if I equate my first derivative equal to 0, then directly what is that I get is, okay, if I equate my first derivative to 0, I can actually calculate maximum or minimum value of a function. Okay, so using this I will continue. So far on what I have explained, what is the conclusion is, okay, to calculate maxima or minima of a function, okay, right, to calculate maxima or minima of a function, okay, you can calculate dy by dx equal to 0, get x equal to c, this is your critical point, and substitute this critical point back into original y function y equal to f of x. Okay, so now, okay, so this is your conclusion. Okay, So now I will give some steps for calculation of maxima or minima, how to calculate it and all I will discuss it here. Okay, so how am I going to calculate maxima and minimum value of a function? So your step 1 is calculate dy by dx, d square y by dx square. First step is calculating dy by dx and d square y by dx square. Step 2, calculate critical points by equating dy by dx to 0. So if I do that, okay, let us say you got x equal to c1, x equal to c2, x equal to c3 are critical points. Now how to decide at a particular critical point you have maxima or minima means, okay, this is the important part. So at x equal to c, at a particular critical point, to decide maxima or minima, if d square y by dx square at x equal to c is greater than 0, then you will have minimum. And if you have d square y by dx square at x equal to c less than 0, you will have maximum here. So here y min, how you will calculate is f of c. How you will calculate y max means substitute this critical point into original function. Okay, so remember these steps, take a minute, mug up those steps, then using this we will do the calculations. So if you are doing the calculation now, okay, if I take different examples, okay, for the calculation purpose, okay, how I can take different examples I will tell you. Okay, so now let us move ahead. So you have to stick to the steps. Let us say you are given a function, okay, y equal to f of x is equal to, let us say you are given x power 5 minus 5x power 4 plus 5x cube minus 1. Question is find points where locally maxima or minimum occurs. You are supposed to find out points where locally maximum or minimum occurs. Okay, so how am I going to do that? I will tell you. So if you have a function y is equal to x power 5 minus 5x power 4 plus 5x cube minus 1. Okay, now how you are going to calculate this maxima or minima means, your step 1 is calculating dy by dx. So your dy by dx is 5x power 4 minus 20x cube plus 12x square is your dy by dx. Next, calculate d square y by dx square, that is derivative of this function. So that will give you 20x cube minus 60x square plus 24x. Okay, so this is your d square y by dx square, that is derivative of dy by dx. Okay, now so step 2 is calculation of critical points. So 5x power 4 minus 20x cube plus 12x square is equal to 0. Now if this is equal to 0, if you take x square derivative, 5x square common, if you are taking not the derivative, common term, so 5x square, this will become x square minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. So your critical points are x equal to 0 is a critical point, and x square minus 3x minus x plus 3 is equal to 0. So x minus x times x minus 3 minus 1 times x minus 3 is equal to 0. So that will give you x minus 1 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. So x equal to 1 or x equal to 3. So your critical points are 0, 1, 3. Now to get maxima or minima, you need to check this. Okay, so at x equal to 0, d square y by dx square is 0. So you can't say it is maxima or minima. Only thing is your y of 0 is minus 1. Okay, y of 0 is minus 1. Next, at x equal to, okay, at x equal to, let us say 1, your d square y by dx square is, if you substitute 1 into this, 20 times 1 cube minus 60 times 1 square plus 24 times 1. Here you have the function. So 20 minus 60 plus 24. So 44 minus 60 is minus 16. Sorry, I have done a calculation mistake. This is 15. Okay, so this is not 24 dy by dx. This is 30x. Okay, this is 30x. Okay, so this will become 30. So your simplified factor is 50 minus 60 is minus 10. So second derivative is less than 0. So maximum, so y max is 1 power 5 minus 5 times 1 power 4 plus 5 times 1 cube minus 1. So 1 minus 5 plus 5 minus 1. You are getting 0 here. Okay. Similarly, do the calculation at x equal to 2. Okay. So doing so, that will give you the answer. Okay. Next. Now continuing further. Okay, one more example. I have stuck to the basics, but I have done the wrong calculation. I can't re-edit the entire video. Okay, for that I need again help from somebody else. So sometimes mistakes do happen. Please do adjust. So next is y is equal to 2x cube minus 3x square minus 12x plus 8 has minimum at x equal to dash. This is your question. Now if you try this, okay, if you try this, now what exactly happens is your dy by dx is d by dx of 2x cube. Okay, so I hope I can write directly. So that will give you 6x square minus 6x minus 12. Yeah, so this is your derivative, and if you are doing d square y by dx square, then that is 12x minus 6. Okay, now if you find this is your step 1. If you are following the second step, calculation of critical point, 6x square minus 6x minus 12 is equal to 0. If you take 6 common, that will give you x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. So if you simplify, x square minus 2x plus x minus 2 is equal to 0. X times x minus 2 plus 1 times x minus 2 is equal to 0. So x plus 1 into x minus 2 is 0. So you have two things, x is equal to 2 or x equal to minus 1. Okay, so these are your critical points. Okay, now to check maxima or minima at x equal to 2, if you take d square y by dx square is, okay, 12 times 2 minus 6, that is equal to 24 minus 6, that is 18. If you take at x equal to minus 1, okay, d square y by dx square is 12 times minus 1 minus 6, minus 12 minus 6, that is minus 18. Okay, so you are let me check, minus 1, yeah. So what is the minima and maxima means, at plus 18 you will have minimum, at minus 1 you will have maximum. So your y min here is 2 times 2 cube minus 3 times 2 square minus 12 times 2 plus 8. You have to substitute in the original function. So if you simplify, you will get 2 into 8 16 minus 3 into 4 12 minus 24 plus 8. So 16 plus 8 is 24, so you will get minus 12. So your minimum value of this function is minus 12. Okay, so from this, okay, I can give a conclusion is, in physics, okay, whenever you see the word maximum value of a force or minimum value of a force, if you want maximum force and if that force is varying with respect to time, do df by dt equal to 0, get the value of t, calculate f of t to get the maximum value. Okay, if you want minimum force, for example, then do df by dt equal to 0, get the value of t, calculate f of t, like this. So velocity maximum, do dv by dt equal to 0, get the value of t, calculate v of t. If you want minimum value of time, okay, usually you will do derivative with respect to time, dv by dt equal to 0, get the value of critical point, calculate v min of t, like this. Okay, in physics, okay, remember, okay, whenever you see max or min, that implies derivative of something with respect to time is 0 or something with respect to some variable x or something is 0. Calculate the values and substitute back into the original function to get the answers. Okay, so this is how you are supposed to do the simplification. Okay, now in the next part we will see how to apply differentiation and integration in physics, but this is your differentiation.